Okay, so we're doing the sleeve block today. I've traced the sleeve block as per usual. So this is how a sleeve block look like. Couple of things to start with. Make sure you do mark in the notches for front and back of the sleeves, because it's very easy to make a mistake which side is the front and which side is the back. So double notches for the back of the sleeve and one notch for the front of the sleeves. Again, you'll mark in the center of the sleeves, and that will also be your grain line when you cut the fabric. And we'll also need this center line when we're stitching. Put a notch at the center of your sleeve hand, okay, which will be joining to the center of your shoulder seam. Okay. First of all, we're going to measure the length of the sleeves. My sleeve length, I have decided on 50 centimeters sleeve length, including cuff. I'm going to make a 5 centimeter cuff, so 50 minus 5 will be 45 centimeter, and that's the finishing length. So first of all, I'll mark in my seam allowance and measure from the seam allowance. Ooh. 45. Okay, I've got pretty short arms. I'm a short person. So 45 is here, and then I'm also going to mark in my slim hand allowance while I'm at it. Okay, that's my length across. Okay, so, oh, forgot one thing. Okay, I've made a mistake here. I didn't leave enough room for making the sleeve larger as we did on the body. So we are going to need that. Maybe I do have enough. Let's mark it in first. I've dropped my armhole 2 centimeters and extended it by, oh, still a little bit short. A little bit short of paper. So I'm going to do a bit of patchwork again. This is enough. I only need a little bit up the top. So I should take this down. Okay, easy. So what I did was, and then 2 centimeter out. Same thing on the other side. 2 centimeters. I'm just thinking if I should have a bit of let out the cuffs as well, so that I have a little bit of gather in the cuffs, but I don't think I need to. I mean, I don't want to. You can add a little bit gather in the car, so you can add a couple of centimeters. That's completely up to you. But I'm going to leave mine. I don't like it when my sleeves get in the way too much sometimes. That should be fine. Okay. So the easy parts are done. One thing that we are going to have a placket in an opening in the sleeves that will be on the back of your sleeves halfway, which is halfway. So it's better with this ruler, this tape measure, so you don't have to measure anything if you're just going by half. Okay, so marking that, so that will be your opening in the sleeves, back of the sleeves. I'm just going to make it 10 centimeter. That should be enough. Opening, yeah, over here. So 10 centimeters opening. Halfway on the back of your sleeves, and that's the finishing. So first of all, you do still have to mark in the seam allowance and then measure from the seam allowance to the center line, and then half it, so that your button position will be here, your opening will be here. If you look at all your shirts, that should be how it's supposed to be. That's one thing. Okay, now next thing we do need to do is to reshape the armhole. I'm going to use pencil for this part to start with, because let me find my pencil. I'm using pencils for this part because we will most likely need to correct it many times before we can get it right. So to start with, we measure, we mark in the seam allowance of our sleeve and measure the exact measurement of our seam allowance. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so that's the one. Okay. Okay, we are going to measure front armhole and back armhole length. Okay, I've got 24.5 centimeters for front length. Okay, I've got 2 pieces for the back. Remember, we have a yoke which has a section of the sleeves, but don't forget to measure it. Okay, so 15.5. So I've got 15.5 and 10.5, that's 25. That's so front of back armhole would be total 26 centimeters, and the front is 24.5, which makes sense. You can have, when you do your sleeve patterns, you can have a bit of fullness, or it's quite common to have a bit of fullness in the sleeve head, or a bit more of a fitted sleeve. So probably a good idea to have about a centimeter of fullness. That should be enough. So what I want, sorry, that won't be Eve. Okay. Go like this line. Okay. So I'll make some corrections. Make sure you can see. I followed the wrong line, and let's make it straight across from there. Okay, so let's start reshaping. Okay. Okay, the reason I stopped at the notch is because the curve, I'm just adjusting the lower part of it. Only because if you look at our reshaping of the armhole on bodice, we didn't really make too much adjustments, so it's probably safe enough to leave the top shape as it is and measure it. If we need to adjust it, then we'll adjust it later. Okay. I'm just going to double check this again. This is Okay, now we have to measure from where the marking seam allowance and then measure. So our front length is, what was it? Our front length is 24.5 and back length is 26. We've got 26.5 here. Okay, that's probably too much. Okay, the back we have 26.5. So we have too much on the back, but we're only over by 0.5 centimeter. I'm going to have a little bit of ease in the sleeve head, so I'm going to leave the back, but our front is 26 centimeters, 26.5 centimeters, which is too big, because our front should be 24.5. I would be happy with 25, which means around here. Now let's measure. I've adjusted my front sleeves a little bit. Cuff. And then let's see. Okay, 25 and half. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to mark in my adjustment here so you can see. Okay. Okay, now we need to double check the both sides of the sleeves. Measurement. The stitching line won't match because when we attach the front, the sleeves together, we need to make that matching. Okay, let's see. And make any necessary adjustments if they don't match. Oh. Seven and a half. $27.5, perfect. Okay. Now we can cut out the sleeve, and then we're going to do our cuff. Ooh. So this is our sleeve pattern. Cuff is easy. Let's measure the cuff measurement. Okay, my cuff is 24.5 centimeters. Okay, so my cuff is 24.5 centimeters. I'm just going to use this piece of leftover paper to do my cuff. Use the reverse side, you're saving paper to save paper. And okay, so cuffs are pretty straightforward. I'm not doing anything fancy with my cuff. So straight line across first, that's my baseline. I'm making a 5 centimeter carp. And we do need seam allowance on one side. And this is, oh sorry, we're gonna redo this again. Okay, so we're going to do our calf. I'm going to do it this way. So I'm making a calf that is 5 centimeters in width and seam allowance on each side, and this is my fold line because calf folds over. Okay, now my length is 24.5, but I need extra 2 centimeters on each side for the button and buttonholes, which gives me 4 centimeters, 28.5 in total length, and then seam allowance, that's another 2 centimeters. Okay. Okay, 24.5, 28.5, adding extra room, 2 centimeters. Okay, 28.5. That would be your center. Okay. Oh, what did that do? 28, I forgot to. And then we're also going to need a centimeter. Oh, your seam allowance. I'm making a centimeter seam allowance. So I'm just gonna mark that in. You can do 12 mil, 10 mil, 5 mil, 6 mil. It's really quite flexible, up to you. The less seam allowance, the harder to work with. I think 1 centimeter or 12 mil. 12 mil is probably standard seam allowance. Okay, but our grain line is this way. Okay, so this is our cuff. Okay, 2 centimeters in would be my button position and buttonhole position. So basically your buttonhole or button will be about around there, and then you button up, you have an extra 2 centimeter from the center to the edge of room to cross over. Okay, so this is our cuff, and we need to cut 2 pieces, and we also need fusing for this because we need fusing we need to cut 2 in fabric and 2 in fusing or interfacing to give us strength and to keep it in shape. And that's it today. This is our sleeve. So next video would be the collar stand, the collar, and the pocket. Pocket's very easy. but the color, the pocket is easy, but the color can be a little bit tricky, but it's relatively easy.